Alright, we're doing this. Hey everyone. Welcome to Granblue Radio. This is episode number 299. We're almost at 300!
Oh,
Holy
wow.
cow! I've been doing this for
Wow.
almost 6 years? Right around 6 years? It's a lot. Thanks, Mr. Shea. Anyway, so this is Vibrating Sheep of Granblue underscore EN and a lot of other things. With me today, still recovering from your Bandmade concert.
At least I didn't lose my voice. It's DJ.
I wonder if you'll just be like that after Symphogear, though. Actually, that's in like 6 weeks, isn't it?
Uh, how much is a month from now?
It's a little over a month from now to get to Symphogear, so it's like 5 weeks until then. Anyway, it's a quiet week in Granblue Fantasy. This is a rerun week, and Rise of the Beast is over. So if you did that, you're done with that. So what we're going to talk about is this is the semi-annual time when they catch up and add EMP skills to a bunch of characters who released without them. Uh, and so sometimes this is something that just changes how the game works. I'm just thinking of Donua mostly. That's the most recent example I can think of. And a bunch of the time, it's kind of like a wet fart. And you're like, oh well, the character's still good or the character's still bad, and you move on. So,
Hey, that Deonta one was so good.
yeah. All right. So, we're going to start with the Zazali boy. Um, Last time we talked about this guy was last year. So, Azazel's new EMP, I don't think either of us own him, do we?
Wait, did we talk about it last year? He came out 2020.
Was it? Oh, it was 2 years. Oh, geez. Okay. So this character kind of relied on Petrify a little bit, and that doesn't change at all. So his new one is that he resets his skill 2 on CA,
Which causes Petrify.
which causes Petrify, and
It
it
also has
does.
a delay on it, so it's pretty good.
Yeah, the delay on CA, the delay reset on CA is a tried and true thing that is good. He's still pretty reliant on Petrify actually working to do like the extra things, but otherwise, I mean, this doesn't necessarily change him that much. It just makes him do more damage.
It allows him more chances to Petrify, though.
Allows him more chances to Petrify, and, if you're bringing him to harder content, just delaying every time he hits 100 meter, which isn't necessarily that hard to get him, then yeah. Otherwise, pretty much nothing to talk about there.
At least his is a 100% chance to remove the cooldown.
True. Most of those are, thankfully. Um,
Not in this list.
oh, really? For the reset?
Yeah, there's only one other character, I think, that has a full reset.
So, meanwhile, Halloween Rosetta, I'm just going to fill these in right now. She got fire damage reduction to all allies. She is a tank. She, you want her to be tanky, and like even though the all other allies thing isn't necessarily that important because a lot of time as she will be all subbing and then immediately dying to her all sub. It's still,
Yeah, things happen, yeah.
while until she needs to eat that and die to it, then she's got a very useful thing for hard mode. So, that's that. As you can see by her awakening level being 1 and me not having a ring on her yet, I haven't brought her to these hard modes, but as soon as I'm starting to try and actually solo things, then yeah, it'll be there, and I'll start going through the circle of life where she all subs, dies, and comes back.
Thank you, Revive.
Right?
This is why Death Elucidated exists.
All right. There we go. All right, so that's Rosetta. Next up, we got Mireille and Rosette, who have a pretty plain one, but a pretty useful one still. Like they,
It's. I feel like anytime you have one of those gains the crests on attacking, it has to be because you lose the crest in some way or form.
we'll come back to this at the end of the list.
Yeah,
Little
it's a
bit.
10% chance.
But they do double strike if they've used up their wasteland crests.
All five of them.
all 5 of them. And so, you'll have two 10% chances. So you'll have about a 19% chance to gain at least one. Because and then, yeah, like, it is useful. You're never going to rely on this one. Like,
Oh no, you're never gonna rely on
yeah.
it. But it's nice because they also supplement damage based on Wasteland. So,
Hmm.
you know.
Yeah. If you are already using them, this makes this you will barely notice. If you weren't using them yet, you will still not notice. But they still have a place in the game. That is a good place to be.
Triple attacking and having low defense.
Or being in the back line on a crest team and providing supplemental damage to everybody else.
I'm trying to think about Earth Crest.
Earthcrest is like characters like Christmas Magisa. It
Yeah,
is what was that?
Medusa.
Yeah, Medusa's not fully like taking advantage of them the same way, but definitely if you have a Christmas Magisa on your team, then she's basically giving everybody those crests and it's going to be pretty good. Let's see. Other Wasteland Crest characters. I'm trying to think, because I've used them in Unite and Fight in the back line because they're also very good at coming out from the back and then just doing a ton of damage without you having to worry about them dying within the first couple turns. That's right. Yggdrasil. Yggdrasil was a character I used in Nightmare full autos also. So, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, that's the Yig. Yeah, there's only like 4 characters.
mhm. All right. So, speaking of ones that I don't necessarily think will change anything, we've got Sutera next, and hers is slight chance of a one-turn cut to skill cooldowns when she normal attacks on a character who can already reset her skill cooldowns.
Once in every 10 turns.
Right.
Yeah, there's that little caveat that her resets only once every 10 turns.
Hmm. Her reset is every 10 turns, but she also already has a cut on her Comet Drive, so it's actually 9 turns because it resets one that lets you shorten skill cooldowns again. So her numbers on her cooldowns are always very funky.
So it's every 8 turns.
Hmm. But the chance on this is so low, it's usually what, 5% on this
Yeah, it's
one?
5%.
Yeah. Like this character is already excellent. You know exactly when you're using her. You're using her on skill teams. Um and I mean, it's there. I'll use it. I'm not going to notice it a lot of the time, but it's there.
Yeah.
Next one I will definitely notice. So here's Feather. Have you used him a lot or not really?
Oh, I've used them a lot.
Yeah. So did you full auto with him? Because it was actually kind of annoying to full auto with him.
It didn't change. That part didn't change with this part.
It feels less bad because you're wasting it less often because you're just like, it'll come back anyway. So, Feather triple attacks every turn. So he's always gaining at least 37 meter, and then when he packs a punch, he gains 74 meter that turn. Because he's one of the ones who doesn't have a meter penalty on his always triple attacks.
His penalty is that he gets targeted more on a character who doesn't have any defensive options.
Yeah, and so he will eventually die, but until that happens, he does amazing amounts of damage, and so anytime he CAs, he will gain 74 meter the next turn. It changes him from being like every 2.5 or so turns that he CAs to every 2 turns he CAs. Um, and yeah, this just wildly increases his damage output. When he soulful finishers and packing a punch is already off cooldown, which was something that happened, very regularly on exactly the packing a punch cooldown turn. Well, now
Dean.
it's less annoying because you're just like, it'll come back. It's not like it's a waste. Because yeah, the sheer number of times he triple attacks on his special turn, on his soulful finisher turn, it's Oh, it's so special. I love that. I love that turn so much. You're like, all right, I'm turning off full auto just so I can hit lightning knuckle, packing a punch, lightning knuckle, packing a punch.
I I full auto, so I don't even just pay attention. It just happens.
Oh, no, it's a fun one. But yeah, I like this one. We're gonna ignore Fiorito's because anytime you're using Fiorito, she's slamming face first into the damage cap, so stacking attack up does nothing.
It's all unique and goes up to 30%, but that's it's not what she needed. She didn't need. She actually didn't really need anything, to be
I
honest.
don't think
So
she really needed anything. She's already a queen of enmity, like of her and Threo, and when you're shoulder to shoulder with a level 150 Eternal, then you're doing good. You are doing good. Filene's is a little weird.
oh,
So,
you're going through. You skipped the fight lane. Okay.
what was after Fiorito? Because I know that there was one that I just.
M&A holiday.
Oh, yeah, I skipped Nemone.
Oh, there's way more than just that.
All right. Oh wait, there is a Mirin also. That's right. So Nemone. So Nemone's is a slight chance to dodge all on a character who has 2 stacks of dodge all that just sit there, and and she's never attacked. So that EMP doesn't do anything in like 99% of situations. It just
Yeah.
all right. So Holiday Mirin, I actually don't have that character, so you will have to go through that for
Oh, this
me
sucks. This sucks. I'll let you know this right straight up.
because it's healing
The,
specs.
the the character next to her in this list has the same EMP, by the way, and it's
Yeah.
better on her. So the thing about Holiday Mirin is that what it does is boost the healing specs, so it's 30% healing
Mhm.
on a character whose main goal is not to heal. And the other thing about this is that the thing that allows her to use the heal on everybody gets consumed by skill 1. And also yeah, so it's like
Yeah, you were like, I hope it gives her, more counters or something like that. It's like, nope, no. You get boost to healing specs on the aspect of her character that is used the least.
uh, I mean, it does give 20% meter. That's cool, but it's not amazing.
No. So yeah, I did skip past Holiday Lily. Oop, my bad. Um, so the Holiday Lily one is boost to healing specs. What's the number on it?
Still 30%.
30%? Yeah. She already has 2 healing nodes that everybody maxes out because if you're using this character, then you are regularly using the Chain Burst Ascension, and she is healing you every other turn or so, and now she gets a 70% boost to that heal. Good job. Good job, Lily. You're doing great, honey. I love you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There was a big difference between the two characters that got this node.
Yeah, like
One of them gets it reactively from a chain burst. The other can do it every 6 turns only.
yeah, and like if you ever actually choose to like press Holiday Illumination, well, I mean she does it on full auto anyway. Yeah, what a character Holiday Lily is. I love that. All right, so the other ones that I
Literally.
skipped, Grand Cagliostro is on this list somewhere. Wait, no,
Way later,
way later.
Sandalphon.
I'm out of order now. So I went Holiday Mirror, Holiday Lily, Grand Sandalphon. All right. So Grand Sandalphon's is 10% triple attack, assuming that you actually debuff the enemy. Um, so the thing about it is that if you've played a lot of Sandalphon in hard content, it's actually like not that easy to get him to triple attack. He double attacks like a fiend, but the
I mean,
triple
he's forced to double attack.
yeah, but the triple attack is actually not as easy. And given that the number of chasers that he has, then he can that's you're missing out on a whole lot of um, hit count if you're doing like V2 with him if he doesn't attack the third time. So 10% triple attack is not insignificant on this guy.
It's just you have to hit the debuff criteria, which is not also that hard.
It's really not hard given that he provides like 7 of them by himself.
If they hit,
I mean, that's fair.
There's a lot of times in me playing Sanophon where he does not hit his debuff.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's usually Ecliptica.
Yeah, yeah, one of these ones. But anyway, yeah, the bonus damage of each Sullen element, so he can hit up to 5 times an attack, and yeah, that's 5 hits that you're missing if he doesn't get that third attack. So anyway, it's actually useful. You will notice. It'll take a long time for you to notice, but you'll
But you'll
notice.
notice it.
All right. So I was complaining about this one a little bit because here's our friend the cow, and when you take her to hard modes, she will CA almost every turn, and she will CA reactivate, and it will get her cooldowns down to very small numbers. Like, she will actually bamboo shots like every 1.5 turns, essentially. So what she got is slight chance of a 1 turn cut to skill cooldowns on normal attacking.
Five
So,
percent.
what is it?
It's a 5%er
Yeah.
on a character who doesn't need it. Actually,
Yeah. Given that she already has this better on CA, we're
so the other two generals that got have this were the first two generals,
yeah.
and they didn't have a way to cheat their cooldowns.
And so, yeah. She just stops normal attacking at a certain point, and so, yeah, yeah. Like, we'll see you in 2024, bovine buddy. Well, maybe that will make her want to normal attack more often or something. I don't know.
I don't understand that button. There's two ways to play here. If you play, you can, but you were forced to play either one way or the other. There's no in between.
Hmm. All right. So after all of that skipping, because I had basically mentally brushed off most of these, we have Phylene. Hers is a chaser. She
This is the
gain
easiest chaser to get too, by the way.
Yeah, against foes with White Frost Whisper.
So
So,
it's a 15% chaser,
hmm
and you're gonna be getting skill one off really often if you build her correctly,
yeah,
because she
AK,
will. If someone tries to glaciate, it'll cast.
yeah. So it basically gives her a semi-permanent 15% chaser. Some people were annoyed that it neither gives her meter nor does anything that interacts with her skill 2 cooldown. So you still need external ways to raise her meter in order to keep Silvery Snow um, up to a point where it's close to permanent. But, semi-permanent chaser. If you use this character, it's fine. Otherwise, yeah, it doesn't really change it that much. It's nice.
She's good. She's a good pal to Lancelot.
She is a good pal to Lancelot. All right, so that was Phylene. Our next guy, Nick. So Nyx
Who's the
is
charge bar game?
and it's a was it 10% or 20%?
It is 20. All
That's right.
these charge bar ones are 20.
Yeah, so this guy eats meter like nobody's business. He wants all of the meter ever. And I mean, once he's in the Grand God Kaiser, then you don't need that anymore because he's already got he has a button that gives him full meter when you're in Grand God Ultra Robo Grand God Kaiser. Sorry, I had to use the full name. But in the meantime, you actually want so much meter on this character because you need to Gigante Blade as many times as possible um, in order to raise his breaking the limit level.
Yeah, after a while, even when you get out of the robot, uh, so if you see breaking the limit in the first place, it gives 20% DA and 10% TA per stack.
Hmm.
So he's gonna be hitting a lot
Yeah,
and getting like max meter pretty much.
this character chews through meter like crazy, and a boost to that is very welcome. This character is also super fun. I'll be trying to pull him back out whenever I have an opportunity. All right. Next up we have Zahek. Do I own Zahek, or will I have to go
I
find
own
him?
the heck. It's a
Because
10% chance to get a magic pulse.
yeah, it's his unique mechanic for himself, like his little stacker.
Uh, Here's the thing. He actually does spend the magic pulse if he takes a hit that will kill him.
Okay, so getting those is useful, is what you're saying.
Oh yeah. Also, just getting to 5 stack fast is also useful.
Mm-hmm. It's this. Wait, you said it was a 10% chance when he does it?
It's like five. Yeah, 10. It's 10.
It's 10. Okay. So it'll come up about once a fight, maybe twice. Um, Especially since people bring him to longer fights where you just want to dispel a lot. So
Yeah, for a 4 turn dispel is pretty cool.
yeah. All right. I mean, he's no Cassius, but though they do different jobs, similar but different. Mishra, I'm not even gonna go to her. She's kind of
Dark damage
been,
reduction.
yeah, she's kind of been replaced by just the existence of Yatramantis. She did change how the characters are designed, so that's something. But yeah, you're not using this character anymore. All right. Next up, we have Nectar. Nectar is a good one. So this character, he's joined the ranks of the idols because he gets 10 meter per button he presses now. Yeah.
That is correct.
This is kind of necessary for him because of how often he needs to use his meter. Like
See,
you
you cannot CA until he's at 100 meter,
you cannot CA. You are
and
not
use upon a
eligible to
flow.
CA to go until he's at 100 meter. Yeah. And
And
so
even then, he goes back to 0 once he hits 100, so he
so
can use demon purification.
yeah, so then he will go from 100 to 10, and then he'll start triple attacking, so he goes up to 47.
With an uplift.
Yeah. So then 2 turns later, basically, he will CA again, and that little boost of meter is really helpful for this character.
I just wish demon purification was not 5 turns of 12.
Yeah. And
It does get
like
extended, but
it needs so much meter to extend it to a
I
part
mean,
where.
at least you're playing Wind, who has like easy access to CAs from other people.
Hmm. So if you like him, it's definitely gonna make him better. Lamretta, hers is funny. Um,
It makes it so that if you're in full auto, you do not get wasted for a turn.
hmm What are the chances of her getting Bomb Vivant?
10%. You have 3 turns and you're 10%. Good luck.
hmm Yeah. The thing is that the character has a built-in way to deal with not having Bomb Vivant. She just takes the turn off and then nukes. So that's something.
She also loses 50% defense.
I mean,
She could and is liable to get bonked in the face and die.
yeah, yeah, you're right.
At least she triple attacks when Asylum casts a return.
hmm All right. Next up is Valentine's Monica. I'm not really gonna go to that character because it didn't change how she works. She has a passive that reduces the amount of water damage you take by 5% for your entire team. This is welcome because you take her to hard fights, and this is on top of like the defense that you're gonna be getting from Kengo looping with her, and getting the Kengo defense buff and all the other defense buffs that you're getting from all of your other CA boosts. So yeah, you just take a little less damage, and you know it all contributes. Um,
Yep.
Earth doesn't have its awakened diaspora weapon yet, but once we have that, then yeah, your defense is already crazy good in Earth, as long as you've spec'd for it. But yeah, like it all adds up. Um, Valentine's Aglavale.
I feel like we skipped CAG.
Did we skip Cag?
Yes,
I did skip Cag because I don't
CAG
have
was at the
her.
end of January.
Yeah, you have to bring me through Cag because I can't access her page, but it's meter up,
20%.
which offsets her 50%, so you now have minus 30% on her, I think, when she has her buff active.
Something like that. Let me check. Nope, her minus was 35%.
35.
Yeah,
So it's only
that was
minus
on
5%
herself.
to herself.
What was that?
So now it's
It'd be minus 15.
minus 15. That's noticeable, but not like crazy. So that's good. That is quite good for playing a GCAG team. But yeah, Aglavales is one that you'll just never notice.
Agavales is the I don't spend my Aurora Crest. Why am I having a chance of getting Aurora Crests?
Yeah, like as soon as this EMP came out, it's like, oh, I don't have to save these points anymore. Let's. And it's like all of these points went to like defense and HP because this
Oh, mine
character
went all
give.
to attack. I already had defensive HP.
Yeah, for me it's just like, yeah, he gains crests like crazy, and then they never go away. Like
My setup gets 5 crests on turn 1.
my setup it doesn't have any other crest. Well, actually no, it has crest support by my main character holding a main hand Dark Opus, and yeah, he gets his on like turn 2. It's like okay, and he just stays at
Ah, you
5 for the rest of the
Juliet.
fight. Nah. All right.
Yeah, this is one of the things. Is like, why did he get this if he doesn't spend it?
hmm Maybe there'll be something where he like has the chicken style thing where 5 crests becomes the dispel cancel and get eaten. But until that point, it's useless.
But why would you even want that in the first place? Look at what he gets when he has crests.
Yeah, I know. All right.
He
Uh,
has it. There's no reason to have the spell cancel.
yeah. All right. Water Zeta. She's a fragile character. She gets a slight chance to dodge all. You're never going to rely on this. Like,
What?
if she dies,
It's
she
ten
dies.
percent shield dodge.
How many percent?
It's 10%.
Fine, but yeah. All right. On to a character who actually needed his. So here's Fire Vazaraga, and his is hostility up when he's at high health. And so this is a character who, all right, he wanted to get himself into low health as quickly as possible, and um, then at that point he becomes like a really, really, really good tank. And he also does a bunch of damage from doing Great Scythe Grindouth at the end of the turn. But yeah, he becomes undebuffable. He's like his he gets a lot of the berserk buffs that we've come to expect. Like one of the big things though was that until he hit no pain a second time, you're like, I really hope that you hit me.
Undebuffable was actually buffed 25%. Just period.
What was it?
The not being debuffed is apparently above 25%. Just
Mm,
period.
okay.
So he's pretty much always online until he starts being able to cast great scythe every turn.
Mhm. Yeah. But yeah, so this will help him actually get into the sort of like low HP but not quite knocked out, and that cycle of like staying between red and like 50-ish% that he really likes to be in, and he really excels at. So good for you, Vazaraga. Good for you. Um, all right, you're the expert on Farah and Yuri, so go ahead and hit me with this one.
When you CA, you get to raise your death sword by 1. I
And you
don't know
said,
why it's death sword
yeah,
though,
what?
because it's way hard to get shield.
Because it's like, so each of these go up by 2 when you press the button, but because they're a linked skill and they're the
They
same
only go up by
color,
1.
well, they go up by so Deft Sword rate goes up by triple attack, and so you get a Deft Sword and you get the triple attack, which means it goes up by 2 that turn. And then leave it to me. You get the Deft Shield, and then because you're substituting, you should, but you don't always get um, the Deft Shield stack, but for being targeted. But yeah, you were saying that Deft Shield is the one that's just harder to get, right?
Death shield's way harder because of the way like light works with like higher end.
Hmm. So basically convenient, but not actually fixing anything that they had problems with when it came to ramp time. Is that about right?
Yeah, pretty much. Like it was so much. It's like I said, it's way easier getting Dev Sword.
Hmm.
Like I always had 5 sword way for faster than shield, even if I had them just normal auto.
Hmm. All right. Cassius gets a boost to his skill damage cap. I mean,
At least
th-
it's not. At least it's not supplemental seal.
this guy
That'd be
does
stupid.
nothing but nuke in general. So I mean, good for him. He got better at it. Um, Isaac got the same thing, which is boost to skill damage cap. Isaac also nukes pretty much every turn, so
Ah, Kyodai.
yeah, like it makes him do more damage, and that's the whole thing. Bea, um, after like turn 4 or 5 or so, is permanently at low health and just nearly unkillable. But nearly unkillable is not unkillable. Um, and so the big defense buff that she gets when she's at 50% or below is quite appreciated.
It's like 75. Yeah, 75%.
Yeah, like she brings herself down with absolute survival with the undying. Well, sorry, she gives herself undying with that one.
Rising Nova is
Rising Nova is
what
what
brings her
actually,
hairless
yeah,
down.
that's what actually gets her down to 20% health eventually. But yeah, I mean, I use this character all the time. This this helps her die less often. This is something like she already had very few issues with staying alive under a lot of normal circumstances. That helps.
Yeah.
That helps. It keeps her. It consumes her undying less often because she just has so much defense once she's actually low.
Yeah, that'll be like 125 defense once you have all your stacks from skill 1.
mm-hmm. And then the last ones, we're not even going to go into their characters that much. Wolf and Rennie get 15% meter at the start of the fight. That's fine. They're SRs. If you are using them for SR things,
I
then
I'm mad at Spinos.
Earth damage reduction to himself.
Why would you do this to him? What did he do to you, Side Games?
And
Is
then
this for the Kakizuki check?
that's for him making. It's for him calling out KMR for not being a
For the
good.
Unis?
Yeah. And then the last one, for a character who literally does nothing, they're like, what can we give this character? And the answer was reduced damage from light. Okay,
Hey,
sure.
that's more useful than what Aglaville got.
Damn, damn. Anyway, that's it for this week. By this time next week, though, we won't really talk about Xavier Delmore, but we will have 2 new characters, or maybe 3, to talk about because Halloween's around the corner. I'm not ready. I have
What
50,000.
what could possibly come out in Halloween, Dom?
One fear, one very big, like,
Is it
um,
someone who came that was in the collab event?
someone was in the collab event. The one gremlin-y fear who's perfectly suited for a Halloween character. I'm dying. I'm just it's this is my death sentence. I'm just ready. I'm waiting for it to count down. And yeah. See you
All
next
right,
week for what is
later, folks.
probably, if it's not Halloween Lich, then I'm getting off scot free. Otherwise, it's bad. It's bad. It's bad, friends.
I mean, if they throw me another like curveball again, like we did summer, I'm like I don't even have 300 rolls, man.
Oh man, this is bad. This is bad. I'm in danger. All right, with that, thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Later.
Have fun. And now